Does your shoulder click, pop, or snap every time you lift your arm? Maybe it's been doing it for years. Or maybe it started after a workout or particular injury. The question I get all the time is, should I be worried? The answer is sometimes, but many shoulder clicks are actually harmless. Today I'll explain the difference, why it happens, and what your shoulder may be trying to tell you. Hi, I'm Dr. Matt Bradbury, family corrective chiropractor, and here we are at One Life Family Chiropractic in Georgetown, Ontario, Canada. Of course, if you're just tuning in, I love being a part of your health journey. Make sure you take a moment, like and subscribe so we can see more of each other along your health journey. Today, we're going to be talking about why your shoulder clicks and when you should actually worry about it. And as we dive right into the big picture, remember, your shoulder is one of the most mobile joints in the body. This incredible mobility comes with a trade-off. It relies heavily on muscles for its stability. Instead of a deep socket like your hip, it looks more like a golf ball on top of a tee. Now remember, everything has to work together. The rotator cuff, shoulder blade, upper back, core, all under the control of your nervous system. When the coordination changes, you may start hearing clicks and pops and different noises. Now, I'm going to go through some different ideas today on what may be causing those noises. Cause number one, the tendons moving. As you move your shoulder, tendons naturally glide over bone and grooves. Sometimes you'll hear or feel a small click. If it's just painless and your movement is normal, your movement is normal, it's often nothing to worry about. For example, as you move your shoulder through a range of motion, everything has to work together, and those tendons may glide over the bone, the grooves, and that may be what you're hearing. Now remember, the most important thing is that you can move within a full range of motion, and ideally you haven't gotten to the point where you've broken down so much that you may or may not be experiencing discomfort or pain. Cause number two, shoulder blade movement. Your shoulder blade should rotate smoothly every time you lift your arm. If it's stiff or not moving well, other muscles often start compensating. That altered movement can create clicking or popping noises. And you'll see from the back, you want your shoulder blades to rotate, come up like this and out. And you want them to move smoothly and in an ideal range of motion. If not, you may be starting to notice some of those challenges. Cause number three, muscle timing is off. This is the one I most often see. Remember, your rotator cuff, your serratus anterior muscles, your lower traps, they're supposed to fire together. If one muscle is late, another muscle often compensates. And sometimes what you hear is simply poor movement coordination. So when should you pay attention? Clicking alone isn't usually the concern. I'm more interested if the clicking comes along with weakness, loss of motion, feeling like your shoulder slips, difficulty lifting overhead, performing the tasks you want in your life, pain that wakes you up at night, and just if you've gotten to the point where the alarm bells are going off and general discomfort. The sound itself isn't usually the problem. It's what accompanies the sound. So instead of simply chasing the click or the noise, I'm going to teach you some things today that you can do on your own to help yourself improve the way you move. These are my favorite starting points. Starting with something like the wall slide would help you move along. And just like this, you're going to work in that rep range of 10 to 12, working through a full range of motion, working on the wall just like this for at least 2 sets. And you can do these as your warm-up for your workout or as part of your routine to help your shoulder get back on track. Now, as you progress it, you're going to want to do what's called the serratus wall slides. And what you're doing is keeping your forearm flat against the wall, upper back against the wall, buttocks against the wall, maintaining that neutral arch in your spine, extending your arms up overhead as far as you can, and then coming down. With this, you're going to work in that 6 to 8 rep range, pausing at the top. Really work on getting these finger-like muscles across your rib cage fired up and used to controlling them as you move through a range of motion. Getting yourself a band like this would be ideal. Clicks or no clicks, you want to keep your shoulders as healthy as possible. This is something simple that you can work with at your desk or keep beside your couch at home. And what you're going to do is work with what we call banded external rotations, pausing for 1 second at the top and coming back down, working in that 12 to 15 rep range. And when you come up, do that 1 second pause. You'll notice I'll do sets like this, and I'll also come down and do sets like this. And just because you're noticing it on one side, make sure you strengthen and address the other side as well, keeping your shoulders as strong and healthy as possible. Another one of my top picks is just doing the band pull aparts. Just like this, come across your chest, pause for 1 second, and then close it down. You're going to work in that 12 to 20 rep range. Of course, if you're just starting out, you're probably going to work for 2 sets of 12. As you progress it over the weeks and months, you can increase the number of reps, but really working that upper back strength, the posterior rotator cuff muscles, helping to strengthen that posterior chain so you can be as resilient and move as efficiently as possible. Remember, you want to focus on quality, not quantity. Those movements, you want them to be controlled, putting your pauses in the appropriate places, and just having good overall brain muscle connection in terms of how you move to improve that efficiency. Now, one of the key components as we wrap up today, and something that people often overlook, is the health of their nervous system and spine. Remember, muscles don't coordinate themselves. Your brain coordinates them. The nerves that coordinate your shoulder travel through your neck and upper back. If those joints aren't moving well, the nerves may become potentially irritated, and that communication isn't going to be as good as it could be. And this is exactly why we address the health of the spine and the nervous system in our practice here, which is often the X factor, or we call it the chiropractor, which is often that thing that helps people heal, adapt, and be that much more resilient. And they've been doing all these other things outside of here, but in order to overcome their health challenge, they started addressing this, which made a big difference. So consider the health of your nervous system and spine. Corrective chiropractic aims to restore healthy joint motion and improve those communication pathways between the brain, the nervous system, and the tissues. In this case, those shoulder muscles that are responsible for stabilizing the shoulder joint itself. So as you wrap up, remember, if your shoulder clicks but doesn't hurt, don't panic. Instead, pay attention to how it moves, because movement quality often matters far more than worrying about every little click. A well-coordinated shoulder is usually a happier shoulder. Anyways, I loved having you today. Of course, I love being a part of your health journey too, so take a moment, make sure you like and subscribe so we can see more of each other in the future. And remember, you're far stronger, more resilient, and resourceful than you may be led to believe. Bye for now.